I know exactly what you guys are thinking. I know exactly what the hell you're thinking. How the hell can this guy be gone for so long, come back, promise to come back, be gone again for so long, and then just come back to do a review? He comes out here. He tells us he's going to come back. He's going to do a Monday Night Raw review, a SmackDown Live review, NXT review. Then 2 weeks later, he doesn't show up. Well, for all of you out there, this ain't no ordinary podcast. This ain't just your perfect podcast. No, 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 no. This is the podcast. This is that wrestling show. And on this show, we do what we want, when we want, where we want it. When wrestling sucks, so do I. When wrestling is good, so is this show. And if you don't like it, well then guess what? I can give 3 drops of monkey crap with what you think, jabronis. I don't come out here because I need to. I come out here because I want to. And tonight was the night to make my debut back on YouTube.com. NXT TakeOver New Orleans. This pay-per-view tonight, this show, this takeover this takeover has taken over the year of 2018. NXT, this is the year where you have been noticed. This is the year where everybody is watching. And tonight's show, NXT did not let us down. Tonight's show, NXT did not fail to impress. You're talking about matches like Adam Cole versus Killian Gain versus the man who deserves all the props in the world. We're talking about Mr. Lucha Underground himself, Ricochet, his debut tonight. The Velveteen Dream. EC3. Every single person in that match broke their bodies, broke their minds mentally, physically. They gave us everything they had in that match. That match was the match of the night. That match should have been the main event. Then we have the women's NXT championship match. I mean, need I say more about that match? Ember Moon versus Miss UFC herself, Shayna Baszler, or whatever the fuck her name is. I can't stand to look at her. I'd rather look at Rowdy Ronda Rousey, than to look at her. That should have been the role of Ronda Rousey. Ronda Rousey should have started in NXT. She should have never skipped NXT to go straight to Raw. Ronda Rousey should have started NXT. She should have went through Ember Moon. She should have became NXT Women's Champion. Held it for a year, then debut at next year's WrestleMania. But instead, we get this wannabe, this poser. I'm not going to take anything away from the match. The match was good, but I just can't stand looking at the girl. You know what I mean? You know, the fact that she skipped every single woman back there in the locker room is pissing me off the most. But you know what? It is what it is. The way the match went on is the way the match went on. We didn't have a match with Adam Cole. We have a match with the Authors of Pain. We get a match, that we didn't think was going to be that great. We have the American Dream Battle Royal. Tag Team Battle Royal. Usually it's for, a trophy, but this time around it was on. It was definitely on. This time around the tag team title belts were on the line. The way this match ended was glorious. The way this match ended was the way it was always gonna be. Because when you have a team like this, a team that's holding all the gold, this team will dominate every single spot on the show. You have a team that imitates the NWO, that imitates D-Generation X, the Bullet Club. You have a team like this who is led by Adam Cole, who is, in my eyes, the next big thing to look out for in 2018. Adam Cole will be NXT champion next year at WrestleMania. But a team like this, with all the gold, with all the power, that was a badass match. That was a match to watch. Another match that I enjoyed myself was the NXT Championship match. We got Aleister Black versus the champ, NXT champion, and it's hard for me to come out here and give any negativity to any match that happened tonight, because every single match was on par. Every single match was the match to watch. So when you have almost versus Aleister Black, You know, you think that he'll come out on top. You would think that NXT would want to keep the belt on him, but that was not the case. I mean, the match was back and forth. There were several spots in the match where I thought for sure, almost, you know, see, almost, you know, he was gonna retain the belt, and he didn't. He didn't retain the belt. We do have a new NXT champion, uh, as well as an NXT Women's Champion. Um, you know, I'm watching wrestling tonight, and I can't help to think to myself, why can't Monday Night Raw and SmackDown be just like NXT? Why does NXT have to always constantly outshine, you know, a Raw or a SmackDown? You know, if NXT outshines WrestleMania Takeover tonight, I don't know what to say about the roster anymore. I think that it's time for Triple H to take over the reins, and just it's time for him to incorporate his vision on Raw and SmackDown, just like he's doing to NXT. It's time to change it up. What we saw tonight on NXT is what we want to see every single Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night, every single pay-per-view. That is exactly what we want to see. Which brings me to the main event. Johnny Gargano, Johnny Wrestling versus Ciampas. These two guys came out tonight and they gave us everything we wanted in a wrestling match. These two guys came out and they gave us the exact same match that they gave us in the Cruiserweight Classic. They give us that match and more, better. These two guys came out and they beat the living crap out of each other. The things they did in this match led me to believe that they both were going to seriously injure themselves. I was thinking that Johnny Gargano was going to lose the match and debut on Raw. But instead, he went toe-to-toe with his partner. These two have a lot of history with each other. They've been tag team for 12 years. So, shit, man. Like I said, this NXT TakeOver pay-per-view show tonight was one of the best shows I've seen in a very long time. And every time I'm doing a review for any kind of takeover, I never have nothing negative to say. But just like NXT tonight, just like NXT has stowed the show, the wrestling show, we are about to steal the wrestling show on YouTube tonight, because you are watching that wrestling show. We are the new world order of professional podcasting, brother. And if you ain't down with that, well, we got 2 words for you. More like 1 word: subscribe. Subscribe to the show. If you enjoyed this show, be sure to subscribe down below. We are at 41 subscribers. We are a small-time wrestling show. We are hoping to grow. I started this show last year after WrestleMania. And I'll be damned if I let this show fail 1 year later. 1 year later, after my first wrestling podcast show that I started with my wife, it was the JT and Candy show. But now you are looking at that wrestling show. If you enjoy Wrestle Talk, subscribe down below. If you enjoy wrestling reviews, subscribe down below. If you enjoy podcasting, vlogging, shit talking, subscribe down below. Help grow this show to 1,000 subscribers. Follow us on Twitter at That Wrestling Show. I'll mostly be on Twitter anytime there's a WrestleMania or a Raw or a SmackDown. I'll be tweeting, letting you know about my reviews when they're going to be on. I'll be letting you know my thoughts on the matches. So be sure to hit me on Twitter and follow me on Twitter. If you have friends that they enjoy wrestling as well or enjoy wrestling podcasts, share the video and hit that thumbs up or thumbs down. Make sure you leave your comments down below if you're going to give me a thumbs down, or if you want to give me a thumbs up, you can leave your comments down below. If you have any questions or anything you want to change about the show, you can leave your comments down below. I promise I won't hold you to what you say. If you want me to say anything on the show, you want to leave any comments for me to say or talk about, you have any questions about what's going on in wrestling, let me know. I'll be sure to answer them as much as I can. In the meantime, this is a wrestling show, so let's get this show on the road. This is your NXT TakeOver review and results for April 8th, 2018. And tonight's NXT show was in New Orleans. New Orleans, man. New fucking Orleans. The land, the town where anything can happen. The town where not even a hurricane can destroy. Because that's the town that can take anything. So let's get to the reviews and the results for NXT tonight. I did watch the show, but there's a lot of stuff that that I forget, that I can't really talk about. But so here we go. Let's bring on our little. Let's see real quick. Bam. Okay, here we go. WWE NXT TakeOver. WWE NXT TakeOver New Orleans for April 8th, 2018. We have a match like what we saw. We have EC3 versus the Velveteen Dream versus Lars Sullivan versus Adam Cole versus Ricochet versus Killian Vane for the NXT North American Championship belt. That is, you know, hanging in the air. Um, the only way to win this match is to climb a ladder and walk step by step up to that belt, unstrap it, and put it around your waist. That's the only way to win that belt. There is no pin or submit. There is you climb the ladder, you win the belt. We haven't seen a good ladder match in a very long time. And I thought I've seen it all when it comes to ladder matches, but tonight's show was fucking crazy. I've seen ladders used in ways that I didn't think could be used. I've seen ladders broken in ways that I didn't think that could be broken. I mean, I've seen guys put their bodies on the line. Backflips on a ladder. Vader bombs on a ladder. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. The match started off in absolute face to face with all six guys staring at each other. Every single person went through a ladder. I mean, every single person. Everyone took the most punishment possible. This especially goes for EC3, who took bumps after bumps after bumps after bumps. So many ladders snapped and many bones locked like they could have been broken. Crazy, man. It was fucking crazy. I mean, it's ridiculous. This match went on for God knows how long. But honestly, I didn't want the match to end. The match was so great that you couldn't help to think what you're going to see next. You couldn't help to think what another person was going to do with the ladder. But as crazy as the match was, it needed to end because all these guys were going to end up killing themselves, injuring themselves before they can even reach the main roster. So we have a guy like Lars Sullivan, who had gotten the highest point, in the match, but he just kept getting stopped by Killian Dane. The guy is like half the size. I mean, the guy is his even mark. Every time Lars Sullivan had a chance to climb down ladder and reach for that belt, you had Killian Dane to stop him. We also had EC3, prevented the both of them. If they weren't stopping each other, you had EC3 who kept getting in the middle. And when we talk about the debut of EC3, talk about the debut of Ricochet. This was the debut of the best goddamn ladder match we'll ever see in our lifetime. The one person who standed out the most here was in this match was Ricochet, man. That guy put his body on the line. He did shit that I never even seen before. So we have all three guys in Chaos. We have the Velveteen Dream. We have Ricochet who joins the fray, and all six were up. Velveteen Dream seems poised to grab the title, but Ricochet hit him with a avalanche neck breaker. Crazy. Lars Sullivan then hits a freak accident on to Killian Dane from the ladder. I mean, they are going all out for this match. I mean, they're doing everything they can for this match. You know, there were so many "this is awesome" chants. There were so many "holy shit." Um, there were so many fucking. The WWE universe gave them the best reaction that any wrestler, any match could have. Um, you know, they are they are going so crazy back and forth that I think at one point I saw the Velveteen Dream cut open. Um, and Sullivan, he was cut in his mouth. He was bleeding from his mouth. Like, that was crazy. Like, he got hit by a ladder, kicked in the face, you know, whatever. Um, we have Adam Cole. He pushes Ricochet down and climbs to the ladder, grabbing the title and becoming the first ever North American champion. I mean, I knew that Adam Cole was gonna win the belt, but I was hoping that they would give the belt to someone like EC3 or Ricochet, or possibly the Velveteen Dream. That way we can see Adam Cole versus a guy like Aleister Black. I would rather see Adam Cole chase the NXT Championship belt, because honestly I think that that's the belt that he should be competing for. But Adam Cole, he's still fresh. He's still new to NXT, so why not? Why not let us appreciate him? Earning his way to the top. Um, we don't want him to just like be given a NXT championship match. So so I respect Adam Cole for that. But like I said, the match was back and forth. We had so many broken ladders here and there, so many snapped ladders here and there. We had every single person did a stunt involving a ladder, and it was pretty crazy, because I didn't know if the guy, after the move was done, if he was hurt badly, or every shot looked you know like the guy was pretty much brutally injured. Like when Killian Dane did the Vader bomb on top of EC3 with a ladder on top of him, I thought for sure, and he also had Adam Cole on top of him as well, so I thought for sure EC3 was done. You know, Fuck, man, it was a crazy match. But at the end of the night, I'm glad that they gave the belt to Adam Cole. He looks good with the belt. Not only is he tag team champs, but he's also our first ever North American champion. So good props for Adam Cole. And I know he had to come back later on in the show to help out his tag team partner. But you know what? A guy like Adam Cole, don't take him for granted, because he is the next Shawn Michaels. It ain't Dolph Ziggler, it's Adam freaking Cole, baby. The next match we get is Ember Moon versus Shayna Baszler. It's for the NXT Championship belt. Do I think that Shayna Baszler deserved to win tonight? No. Do I think that she gave it her all? Hell no. But she does look tough. She does act tough, and she probably is tough. So having a girl like a woman like Shayna Baszler hold the belt, kind of like brings prestige, or brings strength to the women's division in NXT. She has now just set the bar higher than it already was. So Ember Moon might challenge her back for her rematch at the next takeover, or she might be going to the main roster. Who knows? But this match was back and forth. It was pretty much all Ember Moon. Ember Moon began taking it to the champion right off the bat. Um, they had a back and forth, but Shayna Baszler hit a vicious knee. Once Ember got the better, she had a flashback to the last match and stomped her hand and then slammed her arm down. Ember Moon pretty much snapped Shayna's shoulder out of place. There was even a spot in the match in the show, in the match where Shayna Baszler stepped out of the ring and she began to just hit her shoulder on the post to lock it back in. I don't know if she was really injured or she just putting on a show or an act, whatever, but it looked kind of awkward. Shayna had a moment to breathe when she caught her in the turnbuckle. Shayna Baszler had a unique answer to injuring her arm and by slamming her shoulder into the post. Outside the ring, Ember Moon jumped and gave Shayna Baszler probably the best eclipse in NXT so far. Outside the ring, the two made it back inside the ring in the 8 count, and Shayna even abruptly caught her in a rear naked choke before the champion slammed her arm. She made the champion pass out. I thought you couldn't lose the match. I mean, I thought you couldn't lose the belt if you passed out. I thought it was only either you submit or you get pinned. But I guess in NXT that rule does not apply. Shayna Baszler is now the face of NXT's women's division. Shayna Baszler defeats Ember Moon to become the new NXT Women's Champion. Yeah, like I said, I didn't know that you can lose the belt if you passed out. But like I said, I mean, I thought that was pretty dumb. I thought Ember Moon should have retained the belt, or she should at least made Ember Moon tapped. But I guess it would make Ember Moon weak if she tapped or if she got pinned. Instead of just have her pass out like Stone Cold. Then we got a pretty damn good match with the Undisputed Era, Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly versus Roderick Strong and Pete Dunne versus the Authors of Pain. NXT Tag Team Championship, Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic Finals. The winner of this match not only wins the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic, but they also win or retain the NXT Championship belts. Adam Cole did come out, even though he was pretty brutally injured, and he pretty much Adam Cole. He was not gonna come out, but he's Adam Cole, so he's not gonna let us down. So he came out and pretty much gave us a pretty good match. Even though he did get slammed into the announce table by the Authors of Pain, he still was around before that. I mean, of course they were gonna they were gonna keep him in the match too long because they needed him to rest. And he did the best he could, but at the end of the day, what the hell is that picture at? I'm trying to find a picture of. It's not here. Can't find it. It's ridiculous. I was trying to find a picture of. Oh, here, I found it. There you go. Bam. Yeah, here we go. Let me minimize it real quick. Bam. Right here, bam, right there. So, we have a guy like Adam Cole. He went through a brutal match. And the first beginning part of NXT TakeOver. And he comes out again to wrestle. I mean, shit. But nonetheless, he got sidelined. He got put through the table, and the match went on. We had the Authors of Pain, Roderick Strong, Pete Dunne. They did what they could. Uh, we have the Authors of Pain went right after Adam Cole, who was at far less than 100%. They even opened the commentary table with intent to put Adam Cole through it, but Dunne and Strong stopped it from happening until AOP outpowered Dunne and sent Adam Cole right through the announce table, which was pretty fucking brutal after everything he already went through. Authors of Pain even hit the last chapter on O'Reilly, who was saved by Roderick Strong. It was Strong and Dunne to dominate as they took out the Authors of Pain. Pete Dunne hit the pump handle on Kyle O'Reilly. I mean, I thought the match was over. I thought Roderick Strong and Pete Dunne were going to become new tag team champions. But there was a twist. When he seemed poised to win, Roderick Strong shockingly broke the pin and hit Pete Dunne with a backbreaker, putting O'Reilly on top of him and pinning him. So Roderick Strong turned his back on his partner, joining Adam Cole's Undisputed Era. The Undisputed Era retained the NXT Championship belts, and they also won the Dusty Rhodes Team Classic. I'm glad that Roderick Strong joined the Undisputed Era, because what were they going to do with him? They put him in the Cruiserweight Classic. I mean, they put him in the Cruiserweights to be in the Cruiserweights. No, Roderick Strong is better than that. Roderick Strong deserves to be in the spotlight. And I'll be damned if Adam Cole doesn't give him one of the tag team title belts. Roderick Strong wanted gold. He got gold. All he had to do was betray his partner and join the Undisputed Era, the dominant team out there. The next match we get is we have Andre Cien versus Aleister Black for the NXT Championship belt. I thought that Cien was gonna retain his belt. It looked pretty damn close. Like every single move he did was gonna take out Aleister Black, but that was not the case. These two guys gave us everything they had. I've seen things out of Andre Cien that I haven't seen before. He really wanted to win this match, but he kept going to his lovely and beautiful partner, who kept getting involved, and at the end of the day, at the end of the match, that is what backfired on him. Aleister Black started off on the aggressive very fast, kicking Almas in the face and even hitting a backflip outside the ring. He gave Vega a death stare, seemingly telling her not to get involved in any way. Black went for the octopus hold after jumping over Almas. The champion gained the advantage soon after catching him in a armbar. The two went at it at back and forth, and almost countered an amazing slam from the top turnbuckle, missing the double running knee in the process. Almost would then land a double moonsault. The two would go on to have a very physical encounter, striking each others to glory. And Zelina Vega got involved. Um, unsurprisingly, I mean, Selena Vega, man, she's hot, but at the end of at the end of the night, she got involved in the wrong time. As Alma's, and she pretended to leave only for her to spike Black with a Hurricanrana, which I actually missed. I didn't get to see it. Black would even hit a black mass on Almas, but Vega put his legs on the rope. Almas would continue to punish Black as he hit a double stomp on the outside of the ring. The two would go on to have an absolutely incredible match that ended with Almas accidentally catching Selena Vega, which I thought I would want to catch her. And Black hit a black mass on Almas, and that was it. Aleister Black defeated Andre Cien to become the new NXT champion. You know, Selena Vega, you shouldn't have got involved. You should have stayed out of the match. As beautiful as beautiful as you are, you know, as sexy as you look, getting involved in this match tonight was pretty much the last thing you should have done, because not only did you distract your opponent, you also distracted, Andre Cien, because he had to catch you, and him catching you kind of screwed things up for him. You know, it is what it is. But at the end of the day, you know, we have a new NXT champion, Aleister Black. He deserves it, and I'm gonna be watching this. You know, I'm gonna see if they have a rematch, and if they do, you know, I'm enjoying him as a champ. You know, we have a new NXT champion, we have a new NXT Women's Champion, and we have a new NXT North American Champion. So right now, as far as NXT is looking, it's looking pretty good. You know, I got nothing negative to say about NXT. Um, every match lived up to the hype, especially the main event, or should we call it our unsanctioned match, Johnny Gargano versus Tommaso Ciampas or Sampas or Ciampas. Fuck, I don't know how to say his fucking name. Like I said, these two guys gave it their all. You know, Ciampas blamed um, Johnny for having to wear a knee brace and tearing his ACL. And at the end of the night, Johnny Gargano used the knee brace to win the match. Tommaso Ciampa came out to no music, which looked kind of dumb. He looked good, but didn't look that great with no music. Getting the loudest heel reaction in the longest time. The crowd did nothing but hurt verbal abuse at Ciampa's. I truly must have been the most validating moment of Ciampa's career. Gargano, of course, came out to a huge pop after an intense stare down to the two of them. The two went right at each other. Gargano stomped Ciampa's numerous times, leading to a huge pop from the crowd. The action went outside, where Gargano sent him to the crowd, and Ciampa's even exposed the concrete on the ground. Gargano would send Ciampa's right into Percy Watson in the commentary table, which looked kind of funny to me. Ciampa's also almost sent Gargano through the table, but he ended up suplexing him off the announce table, which looked pretty fucking gruesome. He hit his fucking head hard on that one. I mean, the way he suplexed him off the announce table. I mean, I don't think I've seen anyone do that before, ever. And he fucking did it. Like he fucking he set the bar, and that was pretty fucking crazy. Like, to see that, it's ridiculous. The things that these two guys would go through to put on a show for us. You know, they put their bodies on the line, and we got what we wanted to see. I mean, as you can see, like it was a great fucking match. You know, you can't get any better than this. Um, Gargano stomped at Ciampas numerous times, leading to a huge pop from the crowd. The action went outside where Gargano sent him to the crowd, and Ciampas even exposed the concrete on the ground. After a back and forth, Ciampas would go on to take the crutches off a disabled fan. Gargano avoided damage by the crutches and would even slam Ciampas outside onto the concrete floor, which looked fucking gruesome. The crowd chanted, "You deserve it. You deserve it. Fuck you, Ciampas." Or Ciampas, what the fuck is? I'm just gonna call him fuck his name again. Tommaso. I can't say his fucking name. Tommaso's. Inside the ring, the two had a tug of war for the crutch, and Gargano managed to get a hold of it. He punished Tommaso by whacking him with it multiple times through. Tommaso sent him outside the ring. He still had his head slammed by the crutch. The two countered it. The two countered other with Tommaso blocking most of Gargano's offense. He knocked Gargano's tooth. I thought I saw his tooth fly out. He knocked Gargano's tooth out with an elbow, and would also hit him with a knee to counter the slingshot spear and a modified Blue Thunder bomb. It was enough to put away Gargano. But it wasn't enough to put away Gargano. Freaking, it's 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm doing this review, and I'm falling asleep over here. Gargano had Tommaso locked in the Gargano escape, but Tommaso raked his eyes to escape. The fuck? Yeah, that's making sense. No rules, no disqualification. Tommaso unwrapped his hand wrapped to try to choke Gargano, but Gargano stopped him in his tracks, and then got a big elbow low blow from Tommaso Ciampas. The resilience of Johnny Gargano continued, and he threw Ciampas into the exposed turnbuckle, hit 2 super kicks, but it wasn't enough. To the crowd frustration and enjoyment, Tommaso caught Gargano on the top turnbuckle trying to finish it, and he powered bombed Gargano onto his previous injured knee. Gargano still kicked him. Gargano still kicked out. How he still? I mean, if you have injured knees, like why would you be doing moves on your injured knee, unless it was never really injured? But Gargano still kicked out. Gargano would break Tommaso's crutch, and Tommaso ducked in helplessness, and Gargano seemed to look on, weak with emotional attachment to his partner. To the crowd was urging him on the smack Tommaso in the head. I can't read for shit. Pretty much, Gargano, he paused for a moment. He was gonna, give his friend some mercy. He tried to sit down and have a moment. Tommaso took advantage, tried to grab the knee brace to hit Johnny with it, and Johnny ducked. He put Tommaso Ciampa in the Johnny lock, and it didn't work. So he readjusted himself, and he used the knee brace to pretty much lock it in, and Tommaso Ciampa tapped out. Johnny Gargano defeated Tommaso Ciampa, and in winning the match, he was now reinstated back into NXT. So we have Johnny Wrestling, Johnny Gargano back in NXT. And that was pretty much your NXT takeover. Like I said, nothing negative to say. It was all good. Every single match lived up to the hype. And I hope WrestleMania tomorrow is going to be better. I hope WrestleMania tomorrow is going to outshine NXT, which I highly doubt. But we will see what happens tomorrow. In the meantime, I'm out of here. This was your NXT takeover review and results for April 8th, 2018. I am Joseph, JT, and this is That Wrestling Show, the wrestling show to watch on YouTube.com. If you enjoyed the show, be sure to subscribe down below. Follow the show on Twitter at That Wrestling Show. Share the video and hit the thumbs up or the thumbs down down below. I will see you tomorrow for your WrestleMania review and results. Have a good night, and hopefully you don't fall asleep while you were watching the show. If you haven't, then good for you. If you have, good night.